Sun Salutations. In this module, we'll go over a little bit details about Sun Salutations and teaching Sun Salutations. You'll see seated or standing or both Sun Salutes in many classes in the practical sessions of actual film classes in this training because it's a warm-up. It's so many useful benefits, and it's a great warm-up for the joints as well as a moving meditation because you're moving with breath. It improves your circulation and can give you energy. Chair Yoga Sun Salutations are modified from the standing Sun Salutations that are a flowing series of postures. It moves with the rhythm of breath, usually about one breath per movement, although you can also hold each one slower. Sun Salutations. There's more seated and standing videos of the Sun Salute in the Yoga Asana section, as well as in the Office Yoga section. Start by understanding the benefits. Before you teach anything, you want to practice. You will see by practicing that Sun Salutes improve circulation, range of motion, flexibility, gives you energy, feelings of vitality, improves digestion, relieves stagnation, because it's a moving meditation for the mind. It also is meditative, so the mind can feel calm even though the body feels energy. It's also tuning into the natural elements around us, such as the sun. Without the sun, we wouldn't be here on planet Earth. The sun sustains our planet. So we take time to honor the actual sun. If you're thinking of the sun and the energy the sun brings to the earth, but we can also use the sun as a symbol to create energy in our body, the way the sun gives energy to the earth. You can do this as a moving prayer to the sun or to honor your own inner energy to get your circulation and digestive fire going. Or you can do it also as a warm-up, which is also warming up, like the sun warms you up, so it's a warm-up for the body. In India, there's mantras that some practitioners do with each move of the Sun Salute. In the Shivananda module, in the Chair Yoga Adapted Shivananda class, I have the mantras in sync with both chair and standing versions of the Sun Salute as chanted by Swami Satchidananda, Guru of Integral Yoga. It's a nice meditation to move with breath, and then adding the mantra makes it extra beneficial for the mind as well as what the mantras are saying. They're honoring the sun that's giving nourishment and fulfillment. The sun that gives infinite rays of light. The sun, the one who is the healer and inspirer of all. The giver of wisdom and cosmic illumination. Although traditionally the sun's salutations were done as the sun was rising or setting before the main yoga postures, it also is useful for many people as a practice by itself. Although it's a warm-up and can be repeated even 5 or 6 rounds or up to 20 or more minutes to get cardio as well and benefit for the circulatory system, it also could be done slow and adapted based on people's condition. For example, in the Shivananda tradition, they actually rest anyway after Sun Salute before the main poses. Resting after warm-ups or between poses is also done to bring awareness to the sensations of the body. It may not be because of a physical need, but just to bring mindfulness and to observe what's going on. I often like to pause after each joint movement or warm-up and have the students close their eyes, take a deep breath or two to observe the sensations in that joint or body so they can feel the effects. Another benefit to that is so that the student themselves knows the sensation. So if they're feeling stagnant, for example, at a long day at work or on an airplane, they can remember that sensation and do some of their own ankle movements or knee warm-ups, for example. You want to try to empower the students to know that these are tools that they can use on their own. They don't need to wait to be in class with you to feel the benefits of these simple joint movements and yoga postures that come after. Another teaching warm-up tip is that some groups may need fewer warm-ups than others. For example, in an office where they're already sitting all day, they might want to be standing soon into the practice to get the body standing up and moving. Although some groups who have extreme fatigue or chronic illness may need to sit and rest in between warm-ups or skip some warm-ups. Sun salutes, for example, traditionally were a warm-up, although some students may need to rest after just one round. You can also begin with a gentle sun salute modified, meaning that you hold each posture for a few slow, deep breaths each instead of flowing one breath per movement as a traditional sun salute was taught. There are many ways to teach so that it works for all students to get the benefits of yoga. You'll have to be creative and flexible, but try to adhere to the true teachings of the practice for the maximum benefit. Be aware that everyone breathes at different rates. When you're teaching the sun salute, be mindful that some people might have respiratory conditions or have not mentioned to you about their chronic illness or fatigue, pregnancy, or other issues that may cause them to be short of breath. So it's best not to count for them for the breath count, although you can suggest a count because it's useful for people to slow their breath down a bit. For example, inhale, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3 if you're teaching breathing exercises and want to offer an Om in between. Or for sun salutes, you can suggest inhale, the arms up, exhale into forward bend. Sun salutations, including seated in the chair or standing using a chair, are wonderful to do outside. Then you get the benefit of the vitamin D from the sunshine and the fresh air. Here's a video of me demonstrating a chair yoga seated sun salute on the beach at the Bahamas Shivananda Yoga Ashram. They made this video as a demo for my annual chair yoga trainings there. You can go a little slower at your own pace, but this gives you the idea how you can do the seated chair yoga sun salute even on a beach. You just need a chair, but you can also do it on a bench or anything you have where you can sit if it's not comfortable to stand and do the sun salute. Look how sweet that is. When you lift the arms, the heart's lifting up to the sun. It's almost like you're literally gathering energy from the sun, which the sun salutes give you lots of energy. Here's another one in a park. Curve the shoulders and back. Bring the palms to prayer. Inhale, stretch the arms up for seated chair yoga sun salute. Exhale, arms to thigh or touch the feet, forward bend. Then sitting tall, lift the right leg up and switch sides, seated lunge. Inhale, mountain pose, rounding the back to cat. Take the hands to the low back for cobra, lifting the heart. Take a deep breath in, and then stretch the arms up overhead. Bring the palms to prayer pose as you exhale. And repeat. Inhale up. Exhale, forward bend, half or full. Inhale the other leg up, seated lunge. Exhale, lower. And switch sides. Inhale, one leg up. Exhale, lower. Rounding the back, cat to cow, lifting the heart, or cobra, interlocking the fingers behind you. Stretch the arms up on inhale, exhale to prayer. To try a standing sun salute facing the chair, turn the chair back towards you so you're actually in front of the chair. Start with the feet in mountain pose. Inhale and stretch the arms up. As you exhale, place the hands on the chair, walking into downward dog. Inhale, step the right foot back as the left leg bends into high lunge, or if you're facing the chair, you can rest the knee on the ground with the hands on the chair base. From there, pull the hips back into puppy dog pose. Switch sides. Inhale the right foot forward, left leg back, or lift the leg high lunge. Step forward on the exhale. Inhale up, exhale prayer. Inhale up, repeat, exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, step the left leg forward for lunge. Exhale, step forward, lift the arms up, exhale, prayer pose. You can repeat several times or rest and relax. Turn the chair around to have the hands higher on the chair top of the back versus the base. Repeat, inhale up, exhale down dog, this time with hands on the chair back top. Inhale the right foot forward into warrior pose. You can stretch one arm up or both, balancing and breathing. Exhale, mountain, and switch sides. Step the other leg back with the back foot flat. One arm or both arms up, optional for warrior. To come out, exhale, mountain pose. Interlock the fingers, inhale, lift the heart, cobra, and then exhale, relax. You can also, instead of fingers interlocked, have the hands on the lower back for more support. Instructing a group with mobility or stability issues, you can have them keep the hands on the chair the whole time. Just modify. Instead of lifting both arms up for the first pose, that's the bit of a back bend, they can lift one arm up or just hold mountain pose. You can repeat several times the sun salute, even up to 20 minutes or so for cardio. Some groups you might just teach one round and then they'll have to sit and relax. Or if balance was an issue or they need surgeries or have injuries, one might help balance and be plenty. They can repeat the remaining rounds seated while some other students might be able to stand. With practice, you'll be able to teach some students sitting while some are standing, but in sync together so the whole class can practice. If one student's in a wheelchair or sitting, then the rest of the class is standing. Again, with practice, you'll be able to teach both with the same or similar instructions so that everyone can practice together. As a demonstration, or you can practice along, here's a sun salute you can do using a desk instead of a chair. Instead of the chair top, you can practice it at work. Or if you're teaching office yoga, you can teach people how to do this at a conference table or again at their desk instead of the chair. I'm going to show you how to do sun salutations, a yoga warm-up that also gives you energy and increases flexibility right at your desk. Start by facing your desk. You can also do this facing a chair. Have the feet either together or hip width apart, called mountain pose. Breathe in, stretch the arms up, breathe out, palms to prayer, head to the heart. Breathe in, reach up, breathe out, downward dog on the desk. Hands to the table or desk and walk the hips back, holding a few deep breaths, stretching the back and legs. From there, inhale, step the right foot forward, either with the back toes facing forward, high lunge, or back foot flat for more stability. You can also inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, step it forward, mountain, and switch. Either from high lunge, back toes forward, or foot flat, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, step it forward. Interlock the fingers, stretch the arms up, cobra. Lift the heart as the hands stretch down, cobra. Exhale, relax, inhale up. Exhale, prayer. Follow me for a few more rounds. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale. Interlock the fingers, inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. And there's different variations you can do. We'll continue. Now we're going to hold table pose. Just this every day is a great pose to take a break from your desk, stretch the back and the legs. Walk the body back to mountain. Shivananda Yoga Sun Salute has 12 postures and is a classical yoga sun salutation. You'll practice that in the Shivananda Yoga with Chair Yoga modification video in the Shivananda module. But here is from a Shivananda Los Angeles Center Chair Yoga teacher training when I was instructing, and we showed demonstrations so I could show you how it syncs together in a mixed level class with the Chair Yoga seated and standing. Please note that for those of you that are going to only teach chair yoga but have not taken a 200 or so hour full teacher training for yoga, you wouldn't be teaching people who are standing without the support of a chair. So in this case, you can just enjoy this video to get ideas, perhaps for your own practice, or to share tips with others. But when you teach a chair yoga class, unless it's a yoga class that is not using chairs, but then you need to modify for people in chairs, which would be if you're teaching yoga, not chair yoga, just to clarify, then you would need to learn these mixed level adaptations. But again, if you're teaching a chair yoga class advertised as chair yoga, you wouldn't be having people do the full sun salute on the mat, just to keep in respect and alignment for what we're trained to do, so that nobody gets injured, because learning how to teach the postures without the chair would be a whole other training. There are plenty of yoga teachers that are now taking this course that you're learning this as continuing ed or a review or learning how to adapt. In that case, this would be quite useful if you're teaching a full class on the yoga mat, standing, but then perhaps one student has an injury or is in a wheelchair. That could be temporary or ongoing. Then it will be useful to learn how to teach mixed level. And it takes practice. So you can practice with a friend or two friends and start to practice in small groups before large groups, where some might be in chairs and some may be without the chair. So you can practice the verbal cues and instructions. And everyone else, please join in the chair. So we'll do one Shivananda style sun salute. 12 poses on the right side, 12 on the left. So inhale, exhale, prayer. Inhale up, sun salute, Surya Namaskar. Exhale, folding, fingers alongside toes if you can. Inhale, right leg back if you're standing, right leg up, seated. Plank pose, and seated, sitting tall. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the earth, or seated, lift the heart. Into cobra on the inhale. Seated, fingers can interlock. Exhale, inverted V. Otherwise sometimes known as down dog. Inhale, right foot forward, seated, left leg up. Now we're on the second side. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower the arms alongside you. Second side. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale up. Exhale, folding. Fingers alongside toes if you can, or half fold. Inhale, left leg back. Seated is left leg up. Lunge. Plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down. The seated is lifting the heart, elbows in, to cobra. Inhale, you can interlock the fingers or hands on the back. Exhale, inverted V. If you can, arm by the ears. Inhale, left foot forward. Seated is left leg up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Prayer pose. I think I did the leg out of order on the second side. Anyone catch that? Yes. Okay. You relax your arm. This is a demo to show how one person can be seated, matching the same version of a standing sun salute. Now here is a demonstration of how one person could be using a chair standing for a chair yoga standing sun salute, while the other student can be practicing without the chair, both standing, but one has a chair for support. Inhale, exhale, prayer. Inhale up, exhale, forward bend. I'm doing a standing chair yoga adaptation. Inhale, the right leg back. Standing is left leg forward. Plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Standing, I walk forward. You can interlock the fingers. Exhale, downward dog. Could be another table standing or hands on the base of the chair. Inhale, the right leg forward. Exhale, forward bend. You could do a half bend or even full here. Inhale up. Exhale, relax. Okay, second side, inhale. Exhale, prayer. Inhale. Exhale, forward bend. The standing version can do a table. Inhale, left leg back, standing's right leg forward. Plank pose. You can hold, retain the breath. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Standing, you just stay in table. Inhale, cobra, walking forward. Exhale, inverted V, otherwise known as down dog. Can be hands on chair base. Inhale, left foot forward. Same. Exhale, forward bend. You can just step forward in the chair one. Inhale to rise. Exhale, relax.
Great, thank you.
Nyasa means to flow. This would be a different lineage, not Shivananda, that you flow with breath in different combinations. For Ashtanga yoga, power yoga, flow yoga, vinyasa classes, there's many different ways that teachers will teach Sun Salute. Here is an example of kind of a modified power or flow yoga Sun Salute that we can then modify in this version as well in a chair, which I'll show after. After the video is the image of the PDF handout that you have in this module with all of the steps for this flow version Sun Salute, in addition to other versions. So you'll have many options, and you can also match it if you're practicing a Sun Salute from a different lineage or different than I show in the full standing version. Then you can adapt your Chair Yoga Sun Salute based on that for teaching as well. You'll see in the practice videos of the actual live classes that I filmed, sometimes I start teaching this version as a warm-up, like a half Sun Salute or a flow Sun Salute. And then I'll add on the version with the knee to chest and the seated lunge that has 10 or 12 steps. There's different ways to do it. Remember, it's just a warm-up. It's part of a meditative practice, so we do want the students to focus on breath, but they can also rest if they need. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, I'm going to walk right back to down dog in Shivananda inverted V. And I'm going to hold 3 to 5 slow breaths. It'll feel better if you do it now. Okay, and then to come out, I'm going to bend the knees. Some yogis jump forward. I'm going to be gentle and walk. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale up. Exhale. That's like a beginning of a power yoga modified, Ashtanga yoga type Sun Salute modified. So let's do that seated. Another one without lunge. There's not one way. There's a few ways. You don't have to do both. You can. You could just do one a few rounds. The other. Attached is a PDF handout in this module with photos of the seated Chair Yoga Sun Salute flow version. Although you can create other versions that are similar, but that'll show you step by step, and it's a handout that you can print out to use as a tool when you're teaching in class. Same handout, I also have other ways to practice memorizing the steps to leading the Chair Yoga seated or standing Sun Salute. And again, you can create your own version or use the versions I have suggested. But it lists step by step, step 1 to 12. Some of you will have 10. And you can start to verbally instruct when you practice and then try to write down the verbal instructions by memory. The reason I suggest this in teacher trainings for chair yoga is because if someone is sitting or in a wheelchair and you're standing and instructing the group standing, you'll also have to give verbal instructions for that person seated. Or vice versa, if you're seated and some students are standing, you may start to have to multitask and verbally instruct one group that's sitting when you're standing or vice versa. If you want to keep it simple as a new instructor, just teach only seated Chair Yoga Sun Salute. As you practice and get more comfortable teaching, then add on the standing. The reason I suggest this is because if you're going to teach the standing Chair Yoga Sun Salute, there's always the possibility that some students may have to stay seated, which is why they're in chair yoga. So it's nice to have them join in, matching the movement seated. So nobody's left out and nobody's watching others practice yoga. Of course, if they need a rest, that's fine too, but it's nice to give them the option. If you start by teaching everyone seated chair yoga, seated sun salute, then when you stand, and those that need to stay seated will now have learned the seated version of the chair yoga sun salute, so they can continue with similar version. You may have to sit down with them or stand and go back and forth a bit to make sure everyone's clear on the moves. This will all make sense with practice. You found some of the background and teaching tips for adapting sun salutes seated or standing in chairs helpful. The next video in this module after this is just a short clip of me actually teaching both seated and then standing sun salute in an actual chair yoga for seniors class setting, so you can see how it flows. We would do this after perhaps several joint warm-ups that are more gentle, like some ankle or wrist rolls and shoulder rolls, and then we'd move into the sun salutation. Enjoy the next video, and you'll get benefit as well by practicing the sun salutes with the next video. Have a great day. Namaste.